welcome back. We are back. It is May 1st. It is absolutely crazy saying it's the 1st of May already in 2023. But we're back to give you our bill update, at least for May. We are behind on April. I will do my best to try to revamp and at least go over the debt portion of April and give you updates on that when I give you my updated debt version in May as well. I'll just combine the two and give that to you. As far as the bills go, they don't significantly change. However, my husband and I have spoken, and we didn't have like an argument, but we had kind of a very serious discussion. What's wrong, Gia? Come here. Philip, go see what she needs, baby. So anyways, Gia's up and she's not feeling so well, and she's super, super whiny this morning. Philip, take her out again and see if she needs to go potty. But with that being said, we had a very serious discussion, and I'm not quite sure where we're standing on it currently right now. But being the quote-unquote man of the house, he thinks that it's his responsibility to pay for the rent and the utilities, where I think it's either a conjoined thing or, you know, I've been paying my rent my entire life by myself. Even in my past marriage, I was paying the rent at all times. So with that being said, he is adamant that he pays the rent and utilities, which usually y'all would give me quite a bit extra to stuff into sinking funds and savings challenges. He thinks that's where I need to focus more of my attention on, and he needs to focus more of the attention on paying the rent and the utilities. So with that being said, our bills came in for the month of May. They will not actually go out until the 3rd, but they came in for the month of May at $2,730. Now, that includes our rent, which is $750. It includes utilities. Gas was sitting at right about $120 again this month. Our electric went down a little bit, but y'all, electric and gas have been on the rise like crazy, like stupid crazy. So with that being said, they raised it quite a bit, but our electric came in at just right around $290. We have dropped some subscriptions. My kiddos are actually going to stick with their Netflix, and I'm fine with that, but I am going to be dropping Discovery Plus because I can honestly watch a lot of things on YouTube that you can watch on Discovery Plus. I mean, I get full episodes, but things of that nature, I'm just going to go ahead and do away with Discovery Plus. I do split half of HBO Max with my daughter's boyfriend. Now, I do know that some of these apps are threatening that if you're sharing the app with someone else and you guys are paying it, they're going to come after you. So I don't know how that's going to change or if it's going to change, but I currently pay $5. He pays $5. And then I went ahead and took the leap, and last month I spent quite a bit of money, y'all. I paid a full year subscription for Walmart membership at $100. I also have my Amazon that's going to be coming up here shortly, things of that nature. So with all that being said, I have some money left over. I have $1,900 left over. Now this also includes my bills such as Insta Ink. I did have a higher membership last month. The one thing I like about my membership is with Insta Ink, I can change it as I need to. I've got 2 packages of cartridges, y'all, and I still have a full set in my printer as we speak. But last month I paid $27. This month I'm going to drop it down to $10 because I did a lot of printing for the kids. I'm continuing to do a lot of printing for the kids and for myself. My kids are year-round schoolers here at the homeschooling situation for Philip and Jessica. Danya is getting ready to finish her last year in junior high, and she'll be heading off to high school, public school this coming year. So we've got a couple of new binders coming on board. I'm kind of getting outside my comfort zone on a few things, and I'm going to switch up with some binders, and I'm not quite sure how this is going to work when I do, but I'll give you a glimpse of that here in just a moment because our first binder is going to be coming on board later on this afternoon, but I'm going to give you a glimpse of what we're doing. So with everything being said and all things being considered, I did allot another $800 for groceries this coming month, but we will not be spending $800 this month in groceries. That's $200 per week. The situation with this is we're doing alternate grocery shops. So you just saw a grocery haul that I had for the $150 gift card that I got in for Walmart gift card through AT&T because I became a new member and switched over from Xfinity to AT&T for my internet services, dropping a bunch of money because Xfinity was just going ridiculously up. So with that being said, I got a $150 gift card. They said it would take 3 to 4 weeks. Y'all, it took less than 2 weeks and I got the card. So with that being said, I used that gift card for our first week of groceries, which means the $200 that it allowed us for groceries for week number 1 is actually going over to the 3rd month ahead in our 12-month fully funded binder. Week number 2 will give me $200 as well. That will actually come out of my bank, and we're not going to use it, y'all, because we're going to eat on our preps. And if you want to see more about how I'm going to start using our preps and filtering the no spend weeks for our groceries and how we're keeping our grocery haul still very low, even considering the inflation, because we're eating preps, then you'll have to go over to my other channel, which is Without Limits Missouri Prepper. Now, I do offer some same content here that I do on my other channel, but not all the content's going to be here. This is a budgeting channel, and the other one's my prepping channel. So with that being said, week number 2, we will not be spending any money. That $200 will go over to my 3rd month ahead in advance. Week number 3, I have allotted $200. We'll see how we come in and fare on that one. And week number 4, again, we will not be spending any money. So with that being said, we'll be saving a lot this coming month, and it'll be going over to our 3rd month in advance. We are really trying to build this up now that we are not going to be doing a house down payment as it stands at the moment. I spoke with my mom concerning situations and things of that nature. So you'll see on the 3rd here, I'll talk about that in just a minute, about the housing situation that is going to be coming up in the future, and we'll talk about the binder here in a second. So on the 3rd, you see that we spent the 2,000. I wish it was 200. 2,730 is what we're estimating for all of our bills that are coming out. And on the 4th here, Danya has a appointment that's coming up. So far, everything else is blank on this side of the calendar. Everything's blank on this side of the calendar as well. This is our May layout. My son bought this for me a very long time ago, and I never really used it, y'all. So I'm going to get some date dot covers, and I'm going to redate the 2022 calendar so that I can use it for 2024. But I just wanted to show you that it's not all in the frame here, but wanted to show you that on the 3rd and the 4th we got things that we're doing. 3rd is paying bills, and the 4th is actually an appointment so far. I do know that Danya does have an upcoming choir concert before the end of the year. Not quite sure where that's going to fall in at, but that is what we have in this calendar here. So let's talk about the binder that's going to be coming on board today. I have not yet offered this in a full set like this in my shop yet on Etsy, but I plan to. I have an order that needs to go out today. We did get a couple of orders over the weekend. So one was a digital order where they just printed it off themselves. The other order was a physical copy, and it was this exact thing situated here. So I told you that I'm going to kind of step out of my comfort zone. I'm going to put away my other binders minus a couple of envelopes that I do need to keep out, and I'm going to try a different approach. Now, I am keeping my binders, y'all. What I'm going to do is once these cards get filled in, I'm going to take the money and allocate them to the binders where they need to go and which envelopes they need to go in. So our first one is our color dot challenge, y'all, and I don't have the color dot out now, but you'll see it later. It is a 6-sided dot that has 6 different colors on it, and it comes with a pair of dice. Now, with that being said, there are 6 trackers that you will get with it. It won't come with the binder. It doesn't come with the envelopes, but I'm thinking about possibly making that an option if anybody is interested in that. So, for example, the first color here is purple. So if I roll a purple, then I know I need to come to this envelope. And then I can choose to roll 1 dice or both of the dice. Or if I decided I want to get crazy, I can grab extra dice that I have in the house and I can roll a handful of dice and add them up. The consistent thing of this is there are empty squares. Down here I leave a blank spot where you can write what you want it to represent. So our purple is for anything that is pets. Now remember, I told you there are a few envelopes that I am going to continue to keep out. A couple of those envelopes as it stands right now, unless I change my mind, is going to be definitely the vet envelope and the personal care envelope for the pets, things of that nature. But we'll see how we fare with this and see if I change my mind. So if I roll a purple, I'm going to choose to do 1 dice or 2 dice, depending on how much I have for that week to put into the 6-dot challenge. and whatever I roll will go up into the first square. If it's a 12, say I roll 2 dice and I get 2 6s, I'll put a 12. Next time I roll and get a purple and I go ahead and roll the dice, then I can put the next number in the next square. And once you add all the numbers up, down here on the right hand side, it has a total. You can add all the numbers up, and that's how much you should have in this envelope when the challenge is done. So no one ever knows exactly what they're gonna have and what the outcome's gonna be, because this is unique. This is one that is not already pre-done for you. And if you're on the lower end of income, roll 1 dice. If you're on the upper end of the income, you can roll the pair of dice, or you can decide to roll even more dice and add all the dice up that you roll and put them into the box. So our first one is pets, and the color is purple. Our second one is kids. The color is red. So anything that deals with the children will go into that envelope. Our next one is orange. I thought this would be appropriate for anything emergency-wise. Now, this is for emergency preps. This is for my stockpile downstairs, my prepper pantry, things of that nature, emergency money, anything that I would need for emergency type situations. Our next one is home, and home is yellow. So if I roll yellow, anything that is in our home section of our binders will go into here, with the exception of mortgage right now. We'll talk about that here in just a minute. Our next one is the color blue, and that's anything for savings. Any savings challenges that I don't have currently already allocated in here, I can put towards savings challenges. The next one is green, and that is mom and boo. So anything for us that we may need for our room, anything we need for other things, such that nationality, such as that nature, nationality, listen to me, such as that nature, we're going to put into this envelope if we roll a green. So that is the 6-dot color dice challenge. And again, you'll just add the number to the square, and every time you roll, you just keep adding those numbers into those squares, and then you add it all up. So there's a potential to save quite a bit of money. Now, the next one that we're going to be doing is another challenge that I have created on my Etsy shop as well. Now, these come as a single on my Etsy store, but this is the 4 dice challenge. So you would get a 4-sided dice, you would get this tracker as well, and you would roll that dice. And every time you rolled the 4-sided dice, you put in exactly what number you rolled. And then after you add all of that up, when you're finished with the challenge, on down here, you have a total over here. And then you can allocate this to whatever category you want, whatever savings challenge you want. You can allocate it to whatever you choose. So I got the 4-sided, the 6-sided dice, exact same thing. Comes with a 6-sided dice instead. 8, exact same thing. We'll be doing that one. The 10-sided dice, again, I'm going to mention this one more time. Our 10-sided dice came in, and it's got 1 through 9. And then for number 10, it's got a 0. So from what I've been told, and I'm understanding from others, is that the 0 actually is a 10. So I'm going to play it as the 0. I could either choose to put a number 10 in the square, or because it has the 0 anyways, I can choose to pass that week if I want to. So that's the 10-sided dice. That's the only one that hasn't gone up yet in our Etsy shop, only due to the fact that it doesn't say 10. It says 0 for number 10, and I'm not sure why it didn't have a 1 in front. I did get a hold of the manufacturer. I got a second set sent to me, exactly the same thing. So it wasn't a misprint. That is how they are. 12-sided dice, and then the 20-sided dice. Now, the ones I haven't made the trackers for yet, y'all, because I ended up with an eye infection, which I'm hopefully almost over, is the Mega Mall challenge, which I do have. I have that challenge that I purchased. That was the last purchase that I made off Etsy. I'm not allowed to make any more purchases for personal self for the rest of this year, but I'm going to make a little tracker that goes in here so that I can keep track of the Mega Mall challenge that I have, and I was super excited to get my hands on that. And then last but not least, from Reinventing Renee, I do have Shut the Box. So I'm going to make a personal tracker for Shut the Box, and then I'm going to use those trackers in the same way that we've done this, but it'll just say Shut the Box at the top, and it'll have a total down here. So every time I am done with Shut the Box, and if I have to owe my envelope, then I'll put the number in each of the squares. And I'll do that with the Mega Mall challenge because I don't have a tracker for that as well. Again, those 2 items will be for my personal use only. I will not be putting those up in my shop because those 2 ladies and those 2 shops have their own things for their challenges, and I'm not going to take from their side of things. So we do have the 6 dot color dot challenge in stock, and it's a ready to ship item. I ship the very next business day. Same thing with the sided dice. I ship same day as well. If it's the same business day and it's before 3, I will ship it out immediately. If not, then I will ship it the very next day. So with that being said, that's what we have for you today, y'all. We're going to give this a shot. It is going outside of my comfort zone again, because I'm going to put the other binders away. The next binder that is going to be coming on board definitely is Danya's high school binder. I did not do my veritable binder over the weekend or my Sunday start due to this eye infection. It's just been horrendous, and it's been causing a lot of pain. So with that being said, I will try to get caught up on it. If I don't, it's not any like, oh my gosh situation. It's just me just bulking things up and getting ready and being ready for the week ahead. So I will keep my veritable binder on board as well. I will try to get a little bit more consistent with that, but we've got a lot going on. I do have a house inspection. I've never had a house inspection in 12 years. My landlord called me just the other week and said on May 10th, they were doing a house inspection in my house, and I'm just like, what? So I have a couple of things that I need to fix before we have this house inspection. It should go over smoothly. I'm going to have to take that money from repairs, and y'all, it's not a cheap thing over here. I had some older children that damaged some doors and had some situations going on, and I have already told you guys in the past I planned on replacing 3-bedroom doors, a bathroom door, and a hallway door. Well, guess what? That time has come, and now it needs to happen now. So I'm going to probably use about $500 to get these doors replaced. My next door neighbor is a handyman. He's a professional, and he has no problem putting those doors up for me. He will charge me a very small fee to do so, which will be great. Now, just moving on to the house savings challenge, the down payment that my husband and I have been working on for quite some time now. I spoke with my mom the other day. If she is to pass away anytime soon or anytime in the future, they do have an insurance that will pay off $100,000 of my mom's house. And since I am the executive of their estate, in case anything happens to her or my dad or both of them, they're both in very poor health at this time. I need to make sure that I'm taking care of the other parent that is still living. But the situation is, after the insurance pays off the $100,000, y'all, as it stands right now, they will only owe $9,000 on that house. So each month that they're contributing the money to, they were on a fixed 30-year mortgage at 5.5%. When they walked in the house, it was turnkey. Nobody had ever lived there. It was a foreclosure because the gentleman who built the house didn't have the money to finish it off, and so my parents had to do some things themselves. And with that being said, they got the house for $160. It's already been appraised at between $250,000 and $300,000 is what my understanding was. So there are some things that will need to be done to the house. They've got a lot of equity in the house, things of that nature. So it doesn't look like there's going to be a lot left to pay off on the house if and when something tragically happens to either one or both of my parents. But I do need to make sure that I'm there in case the other parent needs me at any given time due to health concerns and health reasons for their safety and things of that nature, because my father has a heart condition, high blood pressure, and some other things going on. And then my mom has end-stage bone cancer. So with that being said, currently right now we have over $6,600 for down payment for a house. So we are well on our way to, if anything happens in a shorter length of time, we'll be able to flip and take some emergency money along with the home savings that we have currently right now, and we'll be able to pay off the house. It will be mortgage free. There is an HOA fee of $100 per month that I cannot get around. Don't like HOAs, but it's the way it is. And, we just make do with what we need to do. If I only have to pay $100 a month plus whatever the taxes are for the house right now, they got escrow, so all that stuff is going into that for their payment. Their current payment is like $1,300. I don't know if it was $1,100 or $1,300, but that includes home taxes, that includes all the HOA fees, everything all included in there as well. So that's what we have for you today. So it looks like if and when something really bad happens, which I'm hoping doesn't happen for a very long time, and we just stay on that journey of keeping that money rolling for a down payment for a house, But if something is to happen, then we will be rent and mortgage free in a matter of literally probably a week or so. And I'll be taking care of the other parents. So any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, leave them in the comment section down below. We've got a lot of things going on in this house. Kids have got homeschooling. Dinah's home not feeling well. A lot of cleaning is going on right now in the house just to make sure everything is neat, orderly, and in place, not only for the home inspection, but because that's just the way I have to navigate this world. I have to have things completely in a order that I need to have it in. And yeah, that's what we're doing. So that's all. Super duper chatty. Coming on with this new binder. Dinah's high school binder's coming on board this week. And let's see how we pan out with putting the other binders aside. But again, once the envelopes are empty or full, listen to me, Lord, y'all, I had a cup of coffee tonight too. Once these envelopes are completely full, I'm still saving for different categories that I would be saving in my other binders. I'm just limiting them again. And once this is all full, I'll be moving this over to pets and so forth and so on. So I haven't decided, the last thing I wanted to say is I haven't decided on the other challenges back here, what I plan to do with them. There is one extra challenge I would like to stick in here, and it is a grocery challenge. It's really super cool. It's like a grocery game board challenge, and that will probably go in the very back as well. So that is what we got going on. I can't believe I'm going to end up going down to 2 binders yet again. Let's just see how this rolls. So we'll catch you in the next video, which will be our Monday cash stuffing with this binder later on, probably much later this afternoon, or maybe even tonight at some point. I've got a movie to watch with my son. I promised him this weekend I'd watch it, and I kind of glimpsed out on it because of my eye infection thing going on, but it's starting to feel a lot better. So all right, that's what we got for you. We'll catch you in the next video later on. Without Limits is out.